Welcome back. So it's Project Sunday, and we have a project. It's just not our usual kind of project. This time out, we have a video project. And where this came from is I got a number of questions from viewers asking about Etsy's new policy of allowing people to upload videos with their listings. And people have said, well, have you done it? Do you know anything about it, etc.? Well, no, I haven't done it. I didn't know anything about this other than what I had seen, which was Etsy was advertising video promotions over the summer. And I didn't get involved with them. But I did know that Etsy was allowing video uploads to go along with listings. So I decided to check it out. We'll do something hands-on and we'll just take a look at how this works when we come back. Well, let me start with the spoiler alert. I will not be doing this for my listings. The effort involved is not worth it because of the short size of the video and because my items are not particularly video friendly. Now, when I first saw that Etsy was allowing video uploads, all I could think of was, ooh, fantastic. That means somebody's going to let me sit in front of a camera and talk about my items. Great, because, I've got like 2 or 3 paragraphs I can write up in a listing. But if you give me 30 seconds, I can really cram a lot of information into that. Problem is, you're not allowed to use sound. Now, in my opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, a video without sound is in no way superior to still pictures. In fact, it's inferior to still pictures because with still pictures, you snap your shots, you frame them, bang, 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 your lighting is good, you know what you're doing, you're getting your picture in the image. With video, when there's motion, there are some problems you have to contend with. The first one is video lighting. And if you don't think lighting a video is a big issue, just go to YouTube and put lighting for your YouTube videos in the search box and watch how many hundreds of videos come up. These are videos teaching people making YouTube videos, content creators like myself, how to properly light your videos. So yeah, that is a big issue. So for me, the still pictures are infinitely preferable. You may have items that are video friendly. For example, you might have items that move or have some sort of action to them. At this point, I am reminded, as you know, my main resale focus for many years was vintage and antique dolls. And Chatty Cathy's, which are huge in the doll world, were very video friendly because the buyer of a Chatty Cathy doll wants to see how easily that cord pulls and wants to hear the recording of the doll speaking. Well, they wouldn't get the recording of the doll speaking in these videos, but you could show the action of the cord, and that's something you cannot show with still pictures. So for people who are selling action items, a Jack in the Box, for example. I'm hard pressed to think of what you would sell on Etsy that is an action item. Maybe a windsock. As I say, I'm hard pressed to come up with something. But if your item has some action component, then maybe a video will work for you. So we should look at this, even though it's something that I am not going to be doing. So let's start with Etsy's restrictions. As I mentioned, no sound. Videos can be 10 to 15 seconds long. So 15 seconds is your cutoff point. The size of the video, although they originally said 150 megabytes, now they are saying 100 megabytes. I found that to be a ridiculously high restriction. I could do a dozen of these little 15-second videos and not hit 100 megabytes. So I don't think that is anything you need to be concerned with. My videos were filmed in high definition, and I'm going to show you the two videos I did. These are real videos for real listings, and one of them was 4.6 megabytes. The other was 5.01 megabytes. So as you can see, I could do 20 of them before I started to get to that cap of 100 megabytes. That is a restriction you don't really need to worry about. So how do you do it? Well, I did two different videos for similar items. So I'm going to start off by explaining about the first one. I took this item. This is a little celluloid jewelry box, and I videoed it. I videoed it the same way I am making this video, and that is with the Logitech camera that feeds through my computer. So Logitech is filming, my computer is processing this, and that's how I did this one. I chose this specifically, by the way, because as you can see, although the item has an interesting profile, there's no real design features I would need to close in on. There's no damage, nothing I would need to highlight in video. Essentially, you're just looking at a box. So let me show you what my final result was on this piece. That video runs a little over 12.5 seconds. It took me 4 tries to get just that simple bit of action, showing the box, turning the box around, taking off the lid, putting it back on, etc. Everything you saw that I did. 4 tries to get that down to under 15 seconds. So, that is the major limitation that I see. For 15 seconds, you can't do much more than hold your item up and turn it around a couple of times. Nevertheless, moving into the technical aspects of this, when I got that video, I ran it through my video editing software because I had to remove the sound, and because I was filming this with a camera that picked up sound, of course the soundtrack had to be removed. That means the video had to be edited. So I pulled off the sound, and then I started slicing and dicing, just cropping it, the front and the back end, so I could get just that portion that you saw. It was not easy. As I say, 15 seconds, and that one was 12.5. 15 seconds is not a lot of time. My final product was 4.63, I believe, megabytes. So we're fine. Is that going to be difficult to upload? No, that'll upload in a flash because it's a very, very small file. So next time I tried a similar piece because I wanted a head-to-head comparison. This is also a celluloid box. This is a powder box or a tin box, not a jewelry box. Again, visually not a lot to look at, but an interesting profile. So I did that with my Nikon, the one that I take out when I'm filming in a shop or a store or something. And I set it up on the tripod and then held the item and turned it around. So let's take a look at this one. Well, this file size was a little bigger. Not surprising, the Nikon takes super high definition film, so I was actually expecting it to be a lot bigger. It wasn't. It was just barely over 5 megabytes. This one was, I believe, 13 seconds. So the size is not the issue. Again, when that film came off, I loaded it from my camera onto my computer, ran it through the video editing software, got rid of the soundtrack, and cut out everything except that 13-second piece in which I'm turning the piece around for you to see. So, time involved. Well, the first one, as I say, 4 takes just to get the hang of the time frame. The second one, 1 take, because by then I already knew how quickly I had to move to get everything I wanted in that time period. I would say in order to produce one of those video clips from here on, it's probably going to take me about 5 minutes to set up the camera, maybe a minute to film, because I'm going to film more than I need to make sure I get the best. The downloading's another 5 minutes maybe, and running it through the editing software, that's where it gets tricky, and that's probably about 10 minutes. I would have to say that for that 12 to 13 second bit of film, I will probably invest about 20 minutes. For me, that is not worth it. It's just not. For you, it might be. Now, keep in mind that those 2 film clips you saw, they're ready to be uploaded, and it's just going to be drag and drop. When I go over to Etsy, it's going to say upload a video. I'm going to say, yep, drag and drop. Those are my videos. I've done all the work. It's just a question of handing them off to Etsy. I will use those videos when I list these pieces. Why shouldn't I have already got them? But I have to ask myself, of what value is this to my potential customers? Now, the only value I can see is you get to see the scale of the item when I'm holding it in my hands. For some people, that has a lot more meaning than if I were to say, listed as, well, it's 2.5 inches tall and 5 inches across. Some people don't process measurements as easily as other people. Other people want to see it in your hand to get a good idea of how big it is. Some people might like that. Otherwise, am I giving them anything? No, not really. I don't think I'm giving them anything useful or valuable. However, people like videos. Maybe people will go look at my listings simply because they want to see a video and they don't care if it's a 12-second video of me turning a box around. So now, of course, my first thought is, guess who that's going to be? Yeah, our littlest subscriber, because she's 2 years old, and because Evelyn is going to recognize right away, oh, look, she's turning a box around. So this is a little mini drama that a 2-year-old child can identify with. Oh, look, someone turned a box. Because it fits right in with a 2-year-old's attention span. But as I say, people like videos. Maybe it's actually worthwhile. And if it is something that people like, if those particular listings get more views, then in fact I will probably do some other videos occasionally, not on pieces like this. These were my experimental videos because I chose pieces that were not visually challenging for anyone. If I were to take a piece of porcelain that had a beautiful European floral design, the only thing I could do in a video is hold it up so that you could see the design. Now, some of you may be thinking, but wait, Sue, it's a video, you can pause it. Yes, you can. But you're always going to be better off with still pictures because a video is in motion, which means no matter where you freeze it, there's a good chance that you're going to get an image that is a little blurred. That's because of the motion, and you're freezing it. Your eye does not catch the blur of the motion, but the camera does. So, is that something that I would want to do? I don't know. Pick up a cup and hold it in front of the video camera for 12 seconds. I don't know. I do have a certain amount of experience with this because I often add pictures in my videos, and when I add a picture, I usually leave a still frozen shot up for anywhere from about 8 to 10 seconds. 8 seconds if it's not a complicated picture, 10 seconds if I think you're going to want a chance to just really look at it. So in my mind, that 10 to 15 second video is compatible with a still image, not with motion, not with anything going on. So you want to do this on your own. Now, I have a video set up. I mean, obviously, I'm doing videos. Maybe you do not. And I'm going to assume you don't. So, you know, if in fact you have some sort of super high-tech audio-visual studio, skip to the end of the video. The rest of this is not for you. And I don't want to make the assumption that, you know, everybody out there is a technological moron like I am. No, some people are really good with this. You can take video on your cell phone. I've done it. I've included them in my YouTube videos when something interesting has happened, when I'm out on the road and I just didn't have a camera with me because I wasn't expecting whatever it was. So you can get decent video out of your cell phone. So you've got your Etsy item and you're filming it. Well, if you don't have a tripod, you're going to be holding your phone in one hand, your item in the other, or your item's going to be sitting on the table and you're going to be moving the camera. That's probably not going to produce the best video images. For the best video images, and again, this is just assuming that you are doing nothing more than I was doing, you know, turning an item around. You will want some sort of stand for your phone. Does it have to be a tripod? Absolutely not. You can very easily make a little stand for your phone. You know, some double stick tape on the back of your phone up against a telephone book or whatever you happen to have around. Hold it in place. All you have to do is hold it in place. In fact, you probably don't even need tape. I bet you could shove a book in the front of it to hold it in place and a salt shaker in the back to keep it upright. Necessity is the mother of invention. I will leave you to sort that one out yourself. You got your cell phone in place, and the cell phone is still. That's important. Then you start moving your item. My suggestion is you move it reasonably slowly and carefully. You don't want to create anything jumpy or distracting. Flip it around. There's your video. Now, as for how you are going to come up with your 10 to 15 second video, well, I'm assuming that without video editing software, you are simply going to have to time your action. In other words, you sit there with your kitchen timer or a stopwatch. There's a stopwatch function on most cell phones, and see how long it takes you to turn that item around. Do that a couple of times, then take your film, start to finish. You're probably looking at somewhere around 10 to 15 seconds. Then you will upload that as is, unedited. And I'm not really sure what they're going to do about the sound. I eliminate the sound myself. Perhaps Etsy's going to eliminate sound if I don't, but I'd rather do it myself, not because I'm all that interested in saving them the trouble, but because I'm very interested in not having them muck up a video that I just spent 20 minutes editing. Thank you very much. I would suggest that that's probably the way most of you are going to do this. Now, in the interests of trying to sort this out for those of you who need it, at some future date, I will make an effort to film an item for Etsy on my cell phone and then, using my cell phone, upload it to an Etsy listing. Now, I have to admit, I've never done this before. I do all of my listings on the computer, so I have never taken images from my cell phone. Anything that is on my Etsy site is coming off a digital camera, not my cell phone. So I do this sort of the old-fashioned way, the way I did it in the pre-cell phone days. I will have to acquire some new skills in order to show you how to do this with nothing more than a cell phone. So that's something for the future. For now, I just wanted to give you an overview and give you my impression of what is going on with this. So here's my take on it. I think that Etsy is doing this as a gimmick, to be straight up with you. I do not see very much value in this at all. Etsy's specialty is handcrafted items. And as far as I can tell, the overwhelming majority of these handcrafted items don't have any action component. They are just, clothing that you wear. Clothing doesn't do anything. It's, a bowl you'll cook from or you'll eat out of. I just don't see a lot of action in their products. So I don't see the idea of video being very valuable. And if video is not valuable, why are they doing it? Again, as I say, it's probably a gimmick. Oh, look, we're doing video. I do not see much use for it for those of us who are reselling vintage items on that platform, although it may well be for others. I certainly do not think a 10 to 15 second video is offering our buyers anything in any way superior to still pictures, especially with no sound. As I say, if they were willing to give me 30 seconds to talk about my item, hey, fantastic, I'm in. But half that time to show a picture with no sound, it just doesn't seem all that valuable to me. So I want to hear from you folks. Have you tried it? Do you like it? Can you think of products that would be enhanced by this? Would you like to see more videos on my items? Because if you folks want to see videos on my items in my eBay listings, I'll do it. I'm just not 100% sure that anybody but Evelyn is going to be entranced by a box being turned around in a 12-second video. And who knows, I suspect the third or fourth time Evelyn watches that video, she'll be bored and wander away too. All right, let me know, because I'm sort of feeling my way through this just the same way you are. One thing I will say is, if you were thinking of investing in audiovisual equipment, for example, tripods for your camera, special lighting, maybe even special cameras to do the videos, please rethink that. I gotta tell you, I just do not think it's going to be an investment that will pay off. So, all right, again, I really want to hear what your thoughts are on this. So, have a terrific day, and I will see you all tomorrow.